read the story of creation to your children. I think it's just a great one. Even if your baby is 6 months old, can just barely sit up, go ahead and read it. Turn the pages, let them see it, let them hear God made everything, including them. You know, the Bible is full of stories of gardening. Jesus used gardening parables. And all throughout the Bible, there are those stories because obviously everybody was agricultural at that time and grew their own food. So Jesus knew that they understood that. And it is really a great common denominator for everybody. Now, what do you need to plant a garden? You need a sunny location, you need good soil, and you need water. God was amazing in the way he created plants. He made them so that they can make their own food and they can make food for us. It's pretty incredible, really, when you think about it. But you need those little things. You need sunlight because that's the catalyst for a plant to grow, and you need good soil. And so we live in Alamo. Our soil is not the greatest for growing things. It's rather clay-like. I don't know if that's the case for other, I don't know if that's the case for other areas of our town or our area, but if it is, just go to a garden store and buy some good garden soil and mix that in your dirt and let your children help you do that. It is great for children to get dirty. It doesn't seem like it would work that way, but the dirtier children get, the better their immune system gets. So let your children get dirty. Let them dig in the dirt. Give them an old spoon from your kitchen and let them just dig. If you buy any kind of tools for your children, buy them a little watering can, something that they can water with, because children love to do that. But teach them to water the dirt. The dirt is where they need to have the water go because that will feed the roots. They don't need to be watering the actual plant. And this year that's going to be kind of important because we're going to have a water shortage. So don't let them waste your water, make the water go on the roots. Now, what do you want to grow in a garden? Think about what your family likes to eat. And maybe you would like to have a pizza garden. Maybe you want tomatoes and peppers and oregano and parsley in your garden. Or maybe you want a salad garden with lettuce and radishes and tomatoes and cucumbers. That might be what you want to plant. Let your children help you decide what to put into the garden. They'll be more apt to eat it that way. I want to tell you just a little bit about some of the plants I have grown over the years. I was going to tell you quite a few different ones, but to just save time, I want to tell you about planting zucchini. Zucchini is a great one for kids because the seeds are big and they can hold them in their little fingers. And when you plant zucchini, you have to make a little mound, like a little volcano. So kids like to do that in the dirt. Then they stick their finger in the top of it and put about 4 or 5 seeds in the hole. And they cover that up and water it. And after that, you're going to have your seeds germinate. So as they do, keep the 2 best ones that grow and pull out all the rest, and then let your zucchini develop. Your zucchini plant will be about the size of a small hula hoop. But you can do a lot of things with zucchini. You can make bread, you can saute it for vegetables. I even have one of these little things that make the zucchini into a corkscrew. So if you've got people in your family who are gluten-free, that makes a great substitute for pasta. So give that one a consideration. When I asked my grandchildren what they remembered about gardening, and they're all adults now, they said, tell them about the pumpkins. So I'm going to tell you in a little bit a little bit more about the pumpkins. This year, planting pumpkins might not be a great idea because they take a lot of water. They also take a lot of space, and you may not have the room for that. If you don't have, but planting pumpkins can be fun. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about what I used to do with pumpkins, because when you have a year with lots of water, this is a great thing to do. Just so that children can see something grow differently, I think planting a radish is a great thing. They grow really fast, so children can see them germinate quickly. And then they are mature in about 25 days. So it's different than a carrot. The carrot takes a long time, but it grows under the ground, so children can see something growing underneath the ground. This is cool for kids. I love to have herbs, and so I plant a big pot of herbs. In fact, I have quite a few different kinds, and I have them on a deck. So if you don't have a lot of grass area where you have space to plant a garden, plant some things in pots on your deck or on your porch. Herbs are a great thing to do if you don't have a lot of space and if you like to cook. Herbs are wonderful because they are very pest-free. And I guess pests don't like the smell of them or something. But anyway, you can end up enjoying herbs. And if you do have those and you do plant them and you want them all winter, just bring them in, chop up a bunch of them into just mince them, put them in an ice cube tray, add a little water to it, and then you have fresh herbs all winter long. You can put them in a baggie and pull out the basil that you might want for pasta sauce. I want to tell you a little bit about what children might be seeing in the dirt. And this is more the science part of it. In all his splendor, made worms. And worms are probably the miracle garden animal. Worms live to be about 6 years old. They do not have any eyes. So you might ask your children, why do you think God made them without any eyes? And see what they come up with. God made them so that they are sensitive to the light. That's why they're wiggling when they come out. They don't like to be out of the dirt. They want to be underneath it and in the darkness. But God made them sensitive to light because if they end up in the light for too long, they will die. So teach your children about that. Let them see it. Let them hold one. I've had students in class who are terrified to touch anything. And it's just neat when your children have these kinds of experiences. Now, a worm eats about 1/3 of its body weight a day. It will eat anything. It'll even eat newspaper. So it's a great little animal for the garden. It tunnels, and so those little tunnels create little holes and places where water can go into your ground. And it's just a great little animal. Another one is a ladybug. A ladybug is an insect. God made it bright colored. It's either red, some are yellow. And it's really incredible what this little insect, who only lives about a year, can do. In that length of time, it can eat 5,000 aphids. Aphids are little insects that get on your plant that they don't necessarily kill it, but they don't help it at all. So think about ladybugs if you see them. And if you end up having a problem in your garden, you can buy cartons of ladybugs to help get rid of things like aphids. Now, what do children learn in a garden? They learn so much. It's amazing. First of all, you can constantly be saying, God made this, God did this, and reminding them all the time that the things that they see grow are only because of God. Only God can make a seed. As smart as many scientists are, we can get to the moon, we can do all kinds of things. No man has ever been able to make a seed. And just think of all the different seeds that there are for all the different plants. So it's pretty incredible. Get that information into your children while they are young. The other thing I think children can learn right now is patience. It's very difficult for children who are online all the time or see things on websites or whatever. They're so used to everything happening really fast. The good thing about planting a garden is children have to wait a bit for something to germinate. And then they have to wait for it to grow so that they can harvest it. So it's just a really neat opportunity for children to learn a little bit more about slowing down and how time can be very different for different things. The other cool thing, when children grow something, they often like to eat it. You know, it's pretty neat when you can sit at a table and say, "Ooh, David, this is so delicious. I'm so thankful you planted this and nurtured it, and we're having it for dinner tonight." So when they're eating that zucchini, they're going to eat that zucchini, even if they've never eaten zucchini before, and they're going to think it tastes pretty good. So that's another cool thing for kids. I have about 4 things I want to show you picture-wise. So I'm going to try to do that. Hopefully with my internet, it will work. So I'm going to turn on a few slides here. Ugh, this doesn't look like it did.
No, it did. Oh,
is it working?
Go back out and go. Let's see. Go to the
all
top.
The way.
Yeah.
So I need to just go off of this.
Well,
or just go.
We don't see. What about the viewing options up above, Betsy? Remember?
Wait.
Oh,
wait, let me try sharing here.
Okay.
No, it's not working.
Wait. There, now press, remember.
Yeah, I know all the your screen sharing. I don't see the present.
For the presentation. View
Let me try
option.
one more time here.
Okay. Did you try sharing your screen again?
Yeah, I did. Doesn't want to come on.
Wait a minute. Oh. What about that click to full screen mode? It goes away pretty quick. Jackie, any suggestions or?
It worked well the other day. It's not working well now.
No.
Let me try one more time.
Oh, maybe not a good time for Jackie. There she is.
Hi. Yeah, usually if you just click the share screen button and then it should bring up a couple of different, like the first square on the left should be your like desktop that you can share.
Should I, let me.
So yeah, so do this share screen and then does it pop up like a white screen and there's like multiple pictures?
Yes.
Yes, and hit share there. But then it doesn't go to.
So first click the picture that's on the left the most. So I think what you need to do is just minimize your zoom because I can see your screen. Is it in the browser?
Right.
What are you pulling up? Are you pulling up like photos from iPhoto or the browser or
just photos
from
photos that we had?
So I see like down at the bottom there's a little icon for the photos, or maybe like minimize this Zoom window. Can you minimize that?
Go over to the left and right.
Yeah, the
Try
yellow
that.
one.
Yeah, I hit it.
So hit
I
the
hit the
yellow.
yellow one. It
Oh.
knocked it out. Can you see
And
those
then-
pictures?
Yeah, now I see your email.
Can you see? Yeah.
I see your email. I see the Mothers Together email.
Hold on 1 minute. Betsy, when we did it yesterday, you already had them queued up and it was,
Yeah, I had them queued, I thought. I'm sure I did.
but I don't see them now.
It's there.
You know what? I don't see them.
Just
Let
click.
me go back and try that again.
Because yeah, or you can stop sharing your screen and then try and pull them up really quick. Because I see like
Yeah.
on the bottom, I see the
Okay.
photo icon there, like that colorful flower thing. Isn't that the photos?
Yeah, but she had them already pulled
me
up.
see
I'm not sure where they were. They were in this same area.
Doggone.
Tammy, do you think they were behind her email? Like if she just closed down her email, they might have been right behind it.
Yeah, they
They
were.
are behind it. Yeah.
They are.
Oh,
Just
dear.
exit out of your email. So do the little red button to get off your email screen, and then the pictures might be behind it.
Share your screen again, Betsy.
There they are. Okay, now. Let me get into Zoom again.
Okay. There you go. Now
This is taking up way too much time
we
now,
are
I know.
fine. Try. Let's see if you
Are
know
you-
where they are now.
Are you okay?
Yep. Share your screen. Oh,
Still doesn't come up.
huh. What's that say? You've started sharing your screen. Maybe it's just taken a minute with your internet.
Okay, there they are, but you're not seeing them, are you?
No, it's black and I don't know why it's black.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there they are, Betsy. There they are. Presentation.
are they-
Now,
okay.
yep, go to presentation.
It's not there.
No, it is. There it is. It's right there. It's on. Nope.
It says reconnecting.
Okay, give it because your presentation is right where it was yesterday.
Are people seeing it? Like,
We can
you
see the
it?
pictures.
They can
Yeah.
see the pictures. Yes.
They can or can't?
Yes, they
Yes.
can.
Okay,
Yes.
can I just do it like this and then try to just go? Can you see this? See the one with the bunny?
Yep. Yes.
Hmm? Do you?
Yes. Yes.
Can you see the one with the bunny?
Yes.
Okay, can I just tell them about that now or?
Yes.
Can I do
yes.
that? Okay. All right, girls. Before Easter, about 3 weeks before Easter, I take a basket and I line the basket with plastic and I put clean soil, like just not something that comes out of the ground because I don't want things crawling on my dining room table. So I buy clean soil and I fill that plastic with the clean soil. And then I cover that with wheatgrass seed and then another little layer of dirt. And then I let that be damp, just barely sprinkle it and put it in the sunlight and let it grow about 3 weeks. And then you'll have this nice grass canvas that your children can do whatever they want to with. So they can put eggs in it, they can put rabbits in it, They can create that with flowers, whatever they want to do with it. And it creates a nice little centerpiece for the table. I usually use this one outdoors. I was telling Jackie about it, and Jackie Martin said, well, maybe it would be a good thing for people to do for Mother's Day. So if you have a difficult time thinking of something for your children's grandmothers, maybe this is something that could be done. You can, if you planted wheatgrass right away, you would have it for Mother's Day, and you could add flowers to it, maybe a little pinwheel. You could do whatever you wanted to do in it. You could put notes in it, hearts in it, ribbons, and decorate a centerpiece for grandmothers. So this is just a thought you might use. Let me go on to the next one. This is the pumpkin that my grandchildren were wanting me to share the information about. Before you harvest the pumpkins, if you grow any, before you harvest them, about 3 weeks before that, you go and take some little sharp instrument. I like to use a small, tiny screwdriver, something that'll give you a little bit of width, and you write the children's names on the pumpkins. And then a skin kind of grows out on the pumpkin, and you'll have the children's names. So if you have a chance to ever grow pumpkins, try doing this with them. They loved this. And this from my 20-something-year-old grandchildren, where this was the only thing they said about remembering what we did when we gardened. So you may want to try that. The other thing that I used to like to do with children were beans in a bag. And if you haven't done this with your kids, it's really easy to do. You go get lima. I like to use those because they're big and they are easy for kids to manipulate. So soak them in water and then let them in a baggie with a wet paper towel. Put them in the sun, and you'll end up seeing what I've grown here, beans in a baggie. You can see the roots of the bean and the leaves that are just starting to grow. So this gives children an understanding of what God is doing underneath the ground and letting them see that. There's another cute little book that I happened to, was called The Sunflower House. It was written in 1999, so some of you may have even read it as children, but it's a cute story. It's about a little boy who builds a sunflower house by planting his seeds in a big circle. And the circle, by planting them in the circle, then they grow and they're like his little house. So he uses that all summer with his friends. He invites them to come to his sunflower house. They even sleep out one night in the sunflower house. And then, of course, the seeds, the flowers die, and he ends up with the seeds. So it's a neat story. And I was so happy to see this because I noticed that the leadership team gave all of you sunflower seeds. So you may want to plant them in a circle. There's an organization called the National Garden Bureau. It's an old organization. It actually started right after World War I, when people were planting victory gardens. And ironically, every year they choose a flower of the year. And this year, the flower of the year is the sunflower. So there's a lot of information about sunflowers. They even tell you how to build a sunflower house. So check that website out. It's ngb.org. Ladies, I'm sorry it's been so convoluted and complicated today with it's my internet that's just not working that well. So I know this has been hit and miss, but I do want you to know it was an honor to be able to speak to you today. And I hope you will just enjoy what God has given us, what God has given us in the way of beautiful foliage. We live in an area that's so lovely. And the plants are just great right now. Take a walk with your children. If you're at a park, I went to Hat McGee Park yesterday just to walk. And there are wonderful little garden areas there. You can stop and let your children see specific things growing. You can just look at your own yard and look at the trees in your yard and notice the different shapes of leaves and the different colors of leaves and the plants that have flowers. And this is just a wonderful time for you to be talking with your children about what God has done on this earth. God made this just such an amazing earth. You know, he made it so that plants have the things that we need, and we need the things that plants have. So plants give off oxygen, we give off carbon dioxide. We both need the opposite thing. So it's just amazing what God has done and how he has set up this planet so perfectly for us. So be sure to share all that information with your children while they're little and let them know that from the very beginning. I guess that's about it, ladies. Have a wonderful spring and summer.
Thank you. Betsy, can you unshare your screen and that'll bring us back? Or
Yeah.
stop sharing, maybe is bettering. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, thank you, Betsy.